Hello, my friend. Welcome back to day 5. I hope you have been enjoying the challenge so far and the mixture between learning and action taking. And I know I got a bit passionate yesterday, but I'm hoping you can see why. And today we're going to get down to action. Right? Today is about creating your anchor posts, right? And they are the posts that form part of the message. Should I do that again? That you repeat over and over and over again. And we are going to create those today. Now, you might want to follow a template. You might want to repurpose previous content that you've used in the past. You might want to engage ChatGPT. You might want to practice talking to camera. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. But essentially, you have 3 posts that you want to create again and again and again that are the messages that you're going to share. And post number 1 is your About Me post. Right, so you're going to create this and you're going to pin it to your Instagram. You don't have to do all 3 today. You can write them today and you can schedule them over the next week. First of all is your About Me, right? And this is where you start to do a carousel post, you do a video, you take B-roll footage and you do a reel, whatever you want to do. But I want you to share speaking to that one ideal client that we spoke about on day 3, okay? I want you to share, who are you? You know, who are you? Why did you start your business? Who is it that you help? What's your experience, your unique magic? You know, if you're a product-based business, you know, why did you create your products? What makes you so passionate about them being amazing? You know, this is where you get to bring in your personality, bring in the little bits and pieces about you that you get so excited about. I don't know why I'm fixing my hair. For me, when I do this, it always pays out because Ulton has been such a part of my journey, you know, starting my business when I was pregnant. And so I'll always talk about, you know, like who I help, like why I do it, why I love doing it. Like as a single parent, I don't believe that local business owners should be completely gaslit and hoodwinked by certain online business tactics. You know, I believe that we should know the key foundations of building a business that have not changed in so long. We should know those foundations inside out. We should discover them, we should embrace them, but then we should bring in our own personality. We should bring in our branding, our personality, you know, bring in the tools and techniques that are working right now. You know, so there's always that steady, self-assured level playing field and then the personality. You get excited. You just imagine you're describing it to your favorite customer, that customer that loves what you do, that has purchased everything that you offer. How would you describe your businesses to more people like that? You know, if you're starting out and you don't have customers yet, your best friend. You know, how would you describe your business and why you're starting this business to your best friend that fucking loves you and is so proud of you for starting your business? Okay, so in terms of format, you can do it in a carousel. I don't want to hamper your creativity. Go and look at my pinned post if you like, but I don't want to temper your creativity. Get excited. There's no wrong way of doing this, and you're going to do it again and again and again. You're going to tell your about story again and again and again and again and again. It's something that you're going to repeat. Your second anchor post is you talk about your key products or services. When was the last time you did a specific post just to say how to work with me? Class schedule, favorite products. You know, get fucking excited about that, my friend. You know, here's all of the wonderful ways that you can work with me over the next 3 months. You can book a discovery call and work with me on a one-to-one basis. You can come to our monthly CEO sessions or our free monthly network in the Collaboration Club, which takes place on the last Wednesday of every month in Edinburgh. Get excited. You're not selling. This isn't you. You're not sleazy. You're not doing a hard sale. You have to talk about what it is that you do. You know, you would be pretty pissed off if you went into McDonald's and there was no menu there and the kids were starving. You know, if you were thirsty in the morning, you went in for Starbucks and the menu had disappeared from the app, or the menu had disappeared from the screen, and they're like, nah, didn't want to be too salesy. You can fucking guess what we're serving. That's what we do as small business owners. We go, good luck to ya. No, my friend. I want you to have that post where you can say, what is the transformation does your service or product create? What does success look like for your client that your products or service achieves for them? And how do you help them get there? Now, a top tip for this one is to make it skimmable, to use bullet points. I had someone very kindly tell me that they love my emails, but they don't read them all. I was like, nobody reads everything. This is why your schools send out 20,000 emails, because nobody reads all of the school correspondence. This is why you see everything highlighted. Again, we skim things. Make it skimmable. It's another reason why we need to repeat our messages over and over again. Now, our third anchor post, another message we'll repeat over and over again, is a client transformation story. So your testimonials. Before, during, and after. Now, I say during because everyone is obsessed with before and after, before and after, before and after. So an example would be makeup, where we see people with no makeup and we see people looking fantastic. But what hooks you in more as a consumer? Watching them do their makeup. If you're selling personal training and you share before and after photos, but you don't talk about the 10 months of training and how sometimes they wanted to give up, but they saw changes in their body quite quickly and they built momentum and their confidence was growing and they realized success was in the journey and not in the end result. Talk about in client transformations before, during, and after. Okay. My motto is sell from beginning to middle and middle to end, right? We would never just go, join in January and in December you'll be a different person. You need to tell people about what happens when they want to give up. When you're using a product, if you're selling a hairdryer, I've got thick hair, what happens when I get back to the back of my hair and I want to give up? Show people doing the back and saying, oh, and it was really easy to do the back and it felt amazing. Client transformations before, during, and after. Okay, and you're probably going to start asking, what format do I do these in? Do I do carousels? Do I do videos? Do I do lives? Doesn't matter. You're going to repeat these over and over and over again. People learn through repetition. That's what visibility is about. So choose the format that means you'll do it. Okay, and then in 2 weeks' time, we can jazz it up and choose a different format. Because remember, you're repeating the same messages over and over and over and over again. That is sales. That is marketing. Okay, and that is visibility, my friend. So choose the format that means you'll get it done. The format that you find the easiest. Could be a post, it could be a reel, it could be a carousel, whatever that looks like for you. If you have a premises-based business, you might have testimonials on posters in the windows. If you might have flyers that you hand out with testimonials on it, with key strap lines, you will repeat these one testimonials over and over again. You can take snippets and put it on your website. You can have testimonials midway through your website. You know that you're going to repeat these over and over again. Okay, my friends, this is so exciting. These 3 anchor posts just remind you we can break these down. We can break them into different things, but I want you sharing these again and again and again and again. Okay, so that's it. We have done how we're using our anchor posts to promote to our existing followers, because we're doing it on social media and we're doing it on our Instagram and we're doing it on our Facebook. LinkedIn, if you have it on LinkedIn, you're going to do it on LinkedIn. But tomorrow, what we're going to look about is visibility for lead generation. So visibility for bringing new people into our business. But do not try and bring new people into your business until you're consistent on social media. Just don't do it. Until you're consistent on your LinkedIn or your Facebook or your Instagram, wherever it is that works for you. Because there's no point. There's no point in you going out trying to bring in new people if tumbleweed. They're just going to leave. I love you, but they're gone. Right? They're gone. And they're gone to a person who's not as good as you because they're consistent in their promotion. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to look at how we're going to build visibility for new people. Okay. The difference between lead generation and lead generators. And I'm so excited. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.